Hello and welcome back to another Tartan Talk Tuesday. This week is Tuesday, August the 16th, 2016. This week is part 2 of a two-parter episode. Last week we talked about the Balmoral tartan and how it is banned for use by commoners, people outside the royal family. This week we're going to go back into the past. So let's jump right in. Tartan in the past. This week I'm going to talk about the Act of Prescription, or the Dress Act of 1746, which banned Scottish people from wearing any form of highland dress. The precursor to this was the Jacobite Rising of 1745, or the 45 Rebellion, when Charles Edward Stuart, or Bonnie Prince Charlie as he is known today, wanted to regain the British throne for the exiled House of Stuart. There's obviously a lot of detail about this entire thing, and there's a lot of detail that I could go into, but just basically a condensed version. He rallied together his Jacobite troops and led them into a series of battles against the English. The final battle, fought on Scottish soil, was the infamous Battle of Culloden, which happened on the 16th of April in 1746. They were defeated by the Duke of Cumberland, who became known as the Butcher, and between 1,500 and 2,000 of the Jacobite troops were killed or wounded on that day. Because 3/4 of the Jacobite army were Highland clansmen, the government decided that they needed to figure out a way to weaken the Gaelic culture and the Scottish clan system. So the Act of Prescription came into effect on the 1st of August in 1746. There had actually been an earlier act in 1716 after an earlier Jacobite Rising in 1715. The act in 1716 banned Highlanders from owning any kind of unauthorized weapon. So for the 1746 act, they decided to up the ante, so to speak. So not only could Highlanders not own any kind of unauthorized weapon, but they also were not allowed to wear any form of Highland dress unless they were part of the military. The punishment for the first offense was imprisonment of 6 months. The second offense, they were shipped off to one of His Majesty's plantations overseas for a period of no less than 7 years. Of course, Highlanders still found ways to keep Highland dress active, but the act was in effect for 36 years. Until finally, on July 1st, 1782, a royal proclamation was issued in both Gaelic and English, and it said, "Listen, men, this is bringing before all the sons of the Gael. The King and Parliament of Britain have forever abolished the Act against the Highland dress, which came down to the clans from the beginning of the world to the year 1746. This must bring joy to every Highland heart. You are no longer bound down to the unmanly dress of the lowlander. This is declaring to every man, young and old, simple and gentle, that they may after this put on and wear the trews, the little kilt, the coat, and the striped hose, as also the belted plaid, without fear of the law, of the realm, or the spite of the enemies." It did take a while for tartan and Highland dress to come back into fashion because it had been banned for 36 years, but Highland societies in Edinburgh were put together quite quickly and tartans were registered, and it all came together to what we know today as Highland dress and tartans. Piece of the week. This week I decided to go with a jacket and formal skirt ensemble that I made, and it is a fitted jacket with a slight little peplum with tails at the back and a fitted black skirt with a long vented train of pleats. And the reason why I chose this one for this particular week is because the tartan I used in this outfit is called Dress Scotland the Brave. So I thought that was fairly appropriate this week. Tartan of the week. This week, I decided to go with the Black Watch tartan. It is one of the oldest ones that's still in use today. It's definitely one of the most recognizable. The Black Watch tartan is officially known as the government tartan. There is a lot of dispute over where the Black Watch tartan started, its origins, how long it's been around, who developed it, etc. But according to historians, it has been worn by Scottish soldiers for at least 270 years. So, tartan of the week this week, the Black Watch tartan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next week for another Tartan Talk Tuesday. Cheers.